And welcome into our live coverage of the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival in Humboldt. It's the 83rd annual event getting ready to get underway. We thank you so much for watching here with Pure Country 99.9 and AM 1190. I'm John Blankenship. I'll be with you for the next at least a couple of hours as we see how long this parade goes today. We had a nice Junior Floats parade yesterday, which turned out to be a nice event. The weather was perfect. So we thank you so much for watching and listening today. The Grand Floats Parade getting underway as you start to hear in the background the sirens of the local police officers that kick off the parade. Again, looking at that schedule for today, of course, the Grand Floats Parade going on right here on Main Street. The barbecue cook-off is going to be at noon today at Bailey Park, and then tonight at 8 o'clock, the group No Time Flat will be performing. I believe this is their first performance since COVID kicked off. They're back together tonight for the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. Strawberry Market on Main is from noon till 5 today at Twin Oaks, just off Main Street. Also going on the horse show tonight at 6:30 at the Chalmers Davenport Arena. That's $5 admission if you're going to attend that. The Junior Hostess Princess Review and the Hostess Princess Reviews tonight, they have been moved, by the way, a different location this year at the Humboldt Junior Senior High School Gymnasium. So make plans to go to that tonight. Again, it's $5 admission for the Junior Pageant and the Hostess Princess Pageant. Again, that's tonight at the Humboldt Junior Senior High School Gymnasium. You got a nice view of Main Street here. We are in the front yard of Mr. and Mrs. Randy Camp. They have just restored this beautiful old historic home here on Main Street, and as you can see there in the shot, the very nice wrought iron fence that they have restored and put back out a beautiful home. Again, we thank Randy and his wife for their courtesy to allow us to be here to do this broadcast today. A great location under the shade of these big old, I believe these are tulip poplar trees. So a great location today to kick off this parade. Again, thank you for watching our coverage here on Pure Country Radio of the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival, the 83rd annual event. It's going to be a great day, a good crowd up and down Main Street. I'll let you see another camera view that we have here across from us. We're about the midway point on Main Street in the parade route. You'll start to hear the police sirens coming by, maybe a little loud for us here. So we will listen to them as they come this way. Tennessee Highway Patrol, now the Humboldt Police Department makes their way. The Humboldt Police Department comes in front of us now. We'll take a look at them. We'll see their local alderman, Mr. Bobby Pruitt, joining us. A good crowd today on hand for this parade. The 83rd annual event. Of course, there was not a parade last year in festival due to COVID-19. We're so glad to have this back. They kept the number the same. You'll see next passing in front of us here, and we'll try to take some different looks through some of these cameras here of the Gibson County Sheriff's Department vehicle there. Two of their vehicles that kick off the parade. And coming up next here, in that nice, I believe that's a Ford F-150, it may be a 250. I'm not 100% positive on the model of it, but we know it's a Ford. And of course that is Gibson County Sheriff Paul Thomas waving to the crowd today. Of course, local law enforcement do a lot of work to keep everybody safe during the Strawberry Festival. A lot of planning goes into this event. Incoming next here, this is our Chief Deputy, Mr. Danny Lewis, and his family waving to the crowd today. He was a long-time Humboldt police officer, now with the Gibson County Sheriff's Department. Thank you for watching and listening to our coverage today. I'm John Blankenship here with you. We're live at a different location today. We are actually in the front yard. Mr. and Mrs. Randy Camp. Randy is the city attorney for the city of Humboldt, and he so graciously offered us this location in his front yard here in this beautiful historic home to be at today. So we appreciate him and his wife allowing us to be here. A nice setup today. Doing a little different this year. I've got the cameras in front of me. I have a what I call a music stand set up with all the papers I need and cameras right here in front. A good crowd on hand today for the event. It was a little light yesterday. Yesterday's parade ended up being about an hour. There were some delays in the lineup, which would have actually made it a little shorter. So a small turnout yesterday to today, the parade, for the Junior Floats Parade, but this one is definitely a lot larger. Now you see the color guard as they make their way down Main Street. Activities continue, of course, after the parade today. Barbecue cook-off is going on at Bailey Park. Then music tonight with No Time Flat. That'll be at 8 o'clock. We'll begin to see our first band make their way up in front of the reviewing stand across from the Humboldt Higher Education Center, the old Humboldt Elementary Main Street School, to many folks here locally in the community. Last night they had the Humboldt Hall of Fame presentation. It took place at the Humboldt Medical Center conference room. Congratulations to those that were recognized. 3 individuals they do each year. And this year, Mr. Thomas Borkin, longtime basketball coach and educator in the Humboldt City Schools that passed away a couple of years ago, was added to the Humboldt Hall of Fame, along with Mr. Justin Allen, who was a naval commander. Has awarded numerous medals and commendations for his service to the country. Also, Dr. Kid Mays, nationally honored and recognized interventional pain management specialist and anesthesiologist. So congratulations to those that were inducted into the Humboldt Hall of Fame yesterday evening. Here are the welcome girls to kick off the parade. See them wave to the crowd. Making their way up the parade route on Main Street now, the Humboldt Junior Senior High School marching band, the Pride Band. Their red, gold, and black uniforms. Of course, they performed yesterday to kick off the parade. The opening band, the local band, the hometown band. They're going to be a part of a mass band at the end of today's parade. We'll listen to them as they come up this way and on the parade route. the Humboldt Junior Senior High School marching band, our hometown band, to kick off the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. And of course today is the motorized parade. So yesterday was all hand done, pulled by hand. Today they get to ride in the vehicles, and here's Mr. Berry. Of course he's in the antique truck there. You'll see him as he comes by and waves to the crowd. A classic from the Berry Patch. Now we'll have many of our dignitaries that kick off the parade. You'll have the president and general chairperson, also the honorees for this year's parade. You'll see them make their way up. Miss Vicki and her husband. We'll be talking about the horse show, which is coming up tonight at 6:30 at the Chalmers Davenport Arena. We'll be sure to tell you more about that in just a little while. A good crowd on today's parade on hand here, in which Friday is always the bigger parades. And we're glad you're watching with us. And what is a replay version? It's the Grand Floats Parade of the 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. Next you'll see Humboldt Utilities. They play a big role in the parade. Of course the flags you see, they're responsible for that. All the flags on the poles and many other responsibilities they have throughout parade time. So we appreciate all their work they do. Headed up by Mr. Alex Smith, who is the general manager of Humboldt Utilities. We'll have some photographs of the parade as well on our Facebook page, so be watching for those. See them there in the bucket truck coming by. Of course, they have many of their vehicles in today's parade. And more of their trucks are leading the way down Main Street. Waving to the crowd. They've got the trucks shined up today. We saw some storms move through yesterday afternoon. I know they were out working hard yesterday. Yes, some trees took down some power lines in the city. So it's sure not a vacation for them. It's a good time they get recognized and honored for all their work during Strawberry Festival time. One of the main sponsors of the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival is Jones Family of Companies. They've been a long-time supporter of the parades and the festival, going all the way back to the beginning in 1934 when the parade began, and they came in to be in 1936. So they have been a long-time supporter. and continue to support the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival, handing out some things today to the crowd. See them pass through here, and it's like handing out some of those little backpacks. And many of their employees waving to the crowd today. Longtime supporters of all things Humboldt. Of course, there'll be many dignitaries in today's parade. Again, a big crowd has shown up now, and just in the last 30 minutes we've seen a big crowd show up. These are many of the honorees in the Humboldt Hall of Fame that we told you about just a few minutes ago. And this looks to be the wife and widow of the late Coach Thomas Boykin. Hall of Fame induction ceremony took place last night at the Humboldt Medical Center. They continue to move on down the parade route. Coach Boykin, a long-time educator in the city of Humboldt. Well thought of, and thought a lot of him myself. It's good to see. Miss Lucy riding in the parade. Dr. Kid Mays, also one of the honorees in the Humboldt Hall of Fame. He waves to the crowd today. And we continue with the Hall of Fame honorees and their families riding with them in the car. Mr. Justin Allen is a naval commander, service to his country. We appreciate him and his family riding through the parade. Coming up next, this year's president and last year's president as well, Miss Betty, got to serve 2 terms, even though she didn't get to really work last year, but she did. We appreciate Betty Allen Langley, this year's president of the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival, and her husband Gene Langley driving that Mustang. Next is Miss Sherry Jo Smith, who is the general chairperson of the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. And she waves to the crowd. She will be taking over to be next year's president. Of course, all year long they work towards making these parades a success. A lot of work was done, as we talked to Betty a few weeks ago, to make last year's happen. Due to COVID, that didn't happen, but we're back this year in a good crowd on hand, ready to be out and about and enjoying a beautiful day. We thank you for listening to Pure Country Radio 99.9 and AM 1190, local radio for Humboldt and Gibson County. Live parade coverage today in a replay version. Here's our friends from the Humboldt Chamber of Commerce. Miss Amanda Love, Miss Beth Culpepper, Miss Sydney. Great job they do. To put all this together, everything goes through that office related to the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. Next is Humboldt Mayor Marvin Sykes. It's good to see the mayor, who is up for re-election again this fall. Good to see him today, waving to the crowd. there goes the mayor on down the parade route. One of our dignitaries in today's parade. This is Senator John Stevens, riding in the back of the Jeep today, waving to the crowd. Don't forget, after the parade today, the barbecue cook-off begins at noon at Bailey Park tonight at 8 o'clock, no time flat. They'll be performing Strawberry Market on Main going on from noon till 5 today, and 10 until 3 tomorrow on Saturday. Looking up and down Main Street, I'm not going to pan the camera, but a big crowd on hand today. Up next is the Madison County Sheriff, John Mayer. Our neighbor over in Madison County, he's waving to the crowd today. We thank you for watching and listening today. I'm John Blankenship, and we are in the yard of Mr. and Mrs. Randy Camp on Main Street at 1619 Main. They have done a fantastic job restoring this historic home. They've just added the old wrought iron fence back out front, had it put back up. Just looks lovely. And we thank Randy for allowing us to set up in his front yard. That's Miss Cindy Flower. She's the Gibson County Circuit Court Clerk. If you're watching the replay of this today, it's about 10:28 now, so we're almost a half an hour into the parade. And this is the Gibson County Trustee, Miss Melissa Workman. Her and some of her friends there, and staff probably, waving to the crowd today. And coming up next is Mr. Frederick Agee, who is our district attorney. Recently appointed to that position, elected to that position. He waves to the crowd today. And there's Mr. Agee's car following behind him. Obviously he is out walking today. Thank you for watching our coverage of the 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival here in Humboldt. A big crowd on hand, as you can see, for today's festival. Our local radio station, Pure Country 99.9 and AM 1190, providing you coverage of today's program. So a lot of folks walking today, as you can see. There's Dr. Logan Hampton, the president of Lane College in Jackson. There's the Gibson County Mayor, Tom Witherspoon. Good to see Tom. See Mayor Spoon there. And next is our state representative for Gibson County and portions of Carroll County, Curtis Halford and his wife Charlotte, riding and waving to the crowd today. Good to see Curtis. Next you see coming down is Congressman David Kustoff. His car there in front, riders there, and then of course he's walking behind the banner behind. Good to see Representative Kustoff out today. He's very active in his district. We appreciate the Congressman today being here. Of course, the Congressman will have security, as you just saw, follow behind him. Being in the U.S. Congress, that's something we hate to say, but it is needed in today's world. Again, it's a gorgeous day for this parade. We couldn't ask for better weather. There's the Chancellor of UT Martin. And next, here's the Honorable Claiborne Peoples, our Circuit Court Judge. Next is Judge Mark Agee. Here's the Gibson County Register of Deeds, Barbara Davidson. Barbara waving to the crowd today. Many officials always kick off the Grand Floats Parade of the Strawberry Festival. This is State Representative Chris Todd. Good to see Mr. Todd today. A lot of cars in today's parade, as you can see. We're almost to the end of those, and then we'll start seeing some floats. And the royalty of the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival always comes next. It's Representative Johnny Shaw from Bolivar. Thank you to everyone that is watching with us today and watched our coverage yesterday. Again, this is a replay version, as there were some internet difficulties on Main Street today, which prevented a good live broadcast which we could offer, but we can offer this in an uploaded version that you can go back and watch at your leisure. And obviously, if you're hearing this message, you are watching that today. There's Miss Joyce Brown, the Gibson County Clerk. waving to the crowd today. Everyone has been looking forward to this event after COVID for the last year and the restrictions we've gone through. It's so nice to be able to see all the people out. I'm actually in the front yard of Mr. Randy Camp here on Main Street at 1619 Main. If you're in town, you definitely want to drive by and take a look at his beautiful home him and his wife have done, restored. They've put a wrought iron fence back by the road, which is just wonderful. A historic fence, new landscaping. They've painted the house a beautiful color and restored it. A beautiful piece of property. And next, this is the territorial royalty of the Strawberry Festival. Young ladies and young gentlemen there riding on the front. They're waving to the crowd today. We'll take another view here of them as they come by. Of course, they've already traveled to the Trinity Teapot Festival and the Paris Fish Fry. And of course, the territorial royalty float sponsored by Tyson Foods, King Tire, and Humboldt Utilities. Continuing on Saturday at the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival on the 8th, the final day of the festival, a 5 to 10K run with registration at 7 a.m. and 8 o'clock. The race will begin at Bailey Park. Also, the Car and Tractor Show at 8 at Viking Park. The barbecue cook-off continues at Bailey Park from 9 until 2. Strawberry Market on Main also continues from 10 until 3 with the Little Miss Territorial and Territorial Queens reviews tomorrow night at 11 and 6 at the Humboldt Junior Senior High School. Now you see the Hostess Princess royalty of the Strawberry Festival. The Queen and her court waving to the crowd today. And again, thanks to Jones Family of Company sponsoring the Hostess Princess royalty and their float. Again, there's a large crowd, not much seating left, a lot of folks leaning here and standing. This is the Junior Miss and Miss Teen Territorial Royalty. Queens there and their courts. Their beautiful green and red floats. Of course, yesterday these floats were pulled by hand. Today they get to be pulled by vehicles. This is the junior hostess, Princess Royalty, and her court. They make their way up Main Street. But you look at them as they go by and wave to the crowd. A lot of work goes into float building. They do a fantastic job here in the city of doing that. Next, this is Little Miss Territorial Royalty, Queen and her court. Beautiful young ladies waving to the crowd, something they'll remember for a long time. Their time to ride in the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. And many of these young ladies will probably compete for other pageants as they get older. Beautiful day in downtown Humboldt on Main Street. We're halfway through the parade route where we're sitting up here at 1619 Main Street. Here's the Gibson County High School, South Gibson County, Medina Marching Hornets. South Gibson County High School Marching Hornets, their beautiful blue and black uniforms. There you see Serve Pro. Their wrapped green truck, like it never happened. Next coming up, our friends from the Victory 93.7 in Milan. Good to see Bradley and his wife Alicia and their two children waving at us, waving at the crowd. Appreciate Mr. Bradley Owens. Great job he does in the county. Of course, he's an attorney by trade and involved in many other things of the community and the county, and we appreciate all he does. Of course, Stevie Ray Heyman. I got to work with Steve for many years, and they do a great job at the Victory. And you should recognize that young lady with the red hair and her dress, representing our local Wendy's restaurant. Don't know if I remember another time that she's ever been in the parades. We previously had a Wendy's in Humboldt. Here's a float we saw in yesterday's parade. The TikTok float. Very sweet time to TikTok. A very popular service right now. Pretty cool. Coming up next here is Cashmaster. I think everyone has some of their materials they pass out. Been in the parades many years now. We want to say congratulations to the Junior Float Parade winners from yesterday. We're going to hear that air horn. We'll let him pass and I'll tell you about who those winners were. Truck there from Max Trans. And next you see the entry from Channel 39, WNBJ in Jackson. Again, we want to say congratulations to the Junior Floats Parade winners. We're going to tell you about the bicycles. First place, Miss Humboldt Junior Senior High School, Tanaya Williams. Second place, Miss Fall Festival 2020, Ivy Williams. And third place, Miss Winter Princess, Olivia Riley. In the tricycles, first place, Miss Teen Iris Festival, Territorial, Hannah Beth Fowler. Second place, the Junior Miss McNairy County, Ava J. Neighbors. And third place, Miss Fall Fest, Miley Stylum. My apologies if I mispronounced some of these names. In the Wagons and Cards category from yesterday, first place, Miss Hall's Little Miss 2020, Allie Kate Pipkin. Also second place, Miss Shamrock Preteen, Casey Jo McNeil. And third place, Miss Preteen Hall's Little Miss Hall, Sheila Roberts. And finally, in the out-of-town mini floats, first place, Very Best Fun at the fair, Kelly Smith, the sponsor of that one. Second place, Miss Mary McNairy, that's hard to say, Sophie Cohn. And third place, Best of the Batch, Kim Cruz. You see our friends from Sports Plus Rehab Centers, Sports Plus Medicine. Some of their staff waving to the crowd. Also from the Junior Floats Parade, the winners from yesterday, the out-of-town first place, Little Miss K through 4th grade Iris Festival, Lee Carr. Second place, Rural International Miss Southern States Preteen 2021, Ashley Wright. And third place, Miss Shamrock Teen Miss, Shannon Haynes. The Humboldt Junior Floats, first place, Showering Our Community with Very Sweet Love from BR Supply. Second place, Our Tricks Are a Treat and Very Sweet, Bonnie Cagle. And third place, Miss Christmas Spirit, Meredith Fuller. And in the Humboldt Mini Floats, we'll tell you about them after this passes. This is the Teapot Festival Royalty from Trenton. The young ladies there. Beautiful float. Look at them as they go by. And now we'll continue to tell you about those winners from yesterday. First place for the Humboldt Mini Floats, The Very Greatest Show, Emily Gamble. Second place, Pick of the Patch, Bexley Laster. And finally, in walking non-performing groups, first place, Miss CCMS, Samantha Earls. Here next is our local Lifeline from Vanderbilt. nice addition to the Humboldt Municipal Airport. Honored to have them here in the city, and a great services they bring to our community to have access to the transport via helicopter. A great new addition to this year's parade were the small booklets that they passed out, which have been free. It's been great for the advertisers and the sponsors of the parades. It's got the schedule, all the information you need. Those have been free to give out. We've had some of those at the Humboldt Public Library. And the Chamber of Commerce and other businesses around have had those to give away. And also the traditional Strawberry Festival magazines have been for sale for $7. You can still find some of those. After the parade, reach out to the Humboldt Chamber of Commerce. And if there's some available, they will be happy to sell you one of those as a keepsake to remember this year's parade. Again, a beautiful day and a big crowd on hand. We'll kind of pan the camera a little bit and let you see that there are a lot of folks here today. We wait for another band to make their way down Main Street. They have been performing at the reviewing stand in front of the elementary school. I would like to know an exact crowd size for today. Of course, we didn't have a festival and parades last year due to COVID. And folks are back out. Big crowds today. Folks ready to get back out and enjoy a beautiful late springtime day for parades. Always the first full week of May in the city of Humboldt. Last year, not having the parades the first time since World War II. Miss Betty Allen Langley, who is this year's president and last year's president, she continued this year. And will hand it off to Sherry Jo Smith after this event on tomorrow. Fantastic job Betty and Sherry Jo have done. Coming up next here, you'll see the other high school in the northern part of the county, the Gibson County High School, the Marching Pioneers. Looks like they're going to perform for us today. Gibson County High School Marching Pioneers. They continue on down the parade route today. Their supporters and band parents and other educators follow along, and staff with the band. Great band, they always are. We're glad to have them at the 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. Again, all the bands that you hear from Gibson County will be performing at the end of the parade with the Gibson County Mass Band. They rehearsed a week ago to prepare for it, blocked off Main Street and Bailey Park area, performed and been practicing. They're getting ready to compete in the Tournament of Roses parade this next year. A lot of work going into that, a lot of funds being raised. We'll be sure to tell you more on the radio and, of course, here on our Facebook page about how you can support our local county bands and that mass band coming up today at the end of this parade. We're about 53 minutes into today's parade. You're watching this replay of the 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival Grand Floats Parade here in Humboldt. Next you see Tyson Foods. And their staff and employees waving. A nice float there they have in it. Here is the new Birth Choice Pregnancy and Testing mobile vehicle that they've recently raised funds for, and it's very nice. Some antique tractors in today's parade. Don't forget, tonight, Friday night, May the 7th, the Junior Hostess Princess Reviews at 5 p.m. and the Hostess Princess Review follows at 7, $5 admission to each one, and that'll be held at the Humboldt Junior Senior High School. There's Gerald Darnell of the Carson Reno Mystery Series from Humboldt, and has written several books now, very interesting books. I'll take you another view of him as he's passed in front of one camera, and you can see Gerald there. West Tennessee Veterans Parade in downtown Jackson will be November the 6th at 11 a.m. A vehicle there advertising that. Robinson Toyota there. Many of the commercial entries that are in today's parade. There's a classic one. Looks like they have newer vehicles and some classic vehicles as well. Let's look at some of those Toyotas as they pass by from Robinson Toyota in Jackson. There's that classic Toyota truck. It's also a great way to advertise your business in the Strawberry Festival. You're going to get in front of a lot of folks because there's a big crowd here today. We're pretty close to an hour into this parade now. The 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival, the Peabody High School Marching Band of Gold from Trenton going to perform for us as they come down the parade route. There's the Trenton Peabody Band of Gold performing today. Always a good band. They'll be again a part of the mass band at the end of today's parade, which will consist of the Gibson County bands together. Our local hair salons. There's another float making its way up the parade route. The very greatest show. And here's more royalty. But some of these are kind of hard to read at the angle they are. That's Miss MCHS. Next, we're going to listen to the Milan High School Marching Band. They paused to get lined up to perform for us today. We'll have photographs of the floats and entries in today's parade also posted on Facebook later, so be sure to check those out. Let's listen to the Milan High School. There's the Milan High School Marching Band and the 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. And not all of these have numbers on this side. Some of their writing is a little hard to read, so I hope you're able to make them out okay on the screen. Happy birthday, Delilah. That's a great way to celebrate your birthday at the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. Riding in the parade. That's Miss Spring Queen. Beautiful young lady and blonde hair and her nice pink dress for today's Strawberry Festival parade. BR Supply sponsoring this nice GMC truck there. And the youngsters on the float behind it. Just the Little Miss Cotton Festival. Asa Gordon just passing us there. There's Family Care and some of their staff walking in today's parade. Miss Sweetheart, riding that pretty red Corvette for a matching red dress. There's Miss Halls, Emma Smith. You're watching the 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival in Humboldt. I'm John Blankenship with you today for this broadcast on Pure Country 99.9 and AM 1190. Again, the horse show is coming up this evening at 6:30. That'll be at the Chalmers Davenport Arena. $5 admission. That's just off Elliott Street. Many folks know that as the old baseball fields. That's always a very nice event, which has gone on since the first days of the festival back to 1934. Some of the dancers and performers, young ladies. I know I can't stretch like that. And acrobatics. Now you're going to see their float and some of those young ladies with ballet and acrobatics we just learned about and saw them doing some of that. And then you see a crowd of parents walking behind. Lifeline Blood Services coming up next here. Mini Bloodmobile. The Bloodmobiles around the area for blood drives. We tell you about those here on Pure Country Radio. There's Miss Bradford and Miss Junior Bradford, or Junior Miss Bradford. Gracie and it looks like Olivia. Yesterday's Junior Floats Parade was one of the shorter parades we've seen in many years. Lasted about an hour. Today we're over that mark. We're about an hour and 15 minutes roughly into today's parade. Please share this video if you would. More folks will be able to view that were not able to be at this year's Strawberry Festival. Again, a big crowd on hand. Many great food vendors in the area, and a couple of those had to leave yesterday. A pretty severe storm with some high winds moved through Humboldt and caused some damage to a couple of those vendors, and everybody's okay, but some damage to equipment, so we hope all that works out for them for this summer season. There's Miss Crockett County High School. Thank you to the many folks that I know have watched yesterday's video and watching all around the area. And really everywhere. Strawberry Market on Main will be at Twin Oaks today and tomorrow from noon until 5 today. Many items you could purchase and some nice vendors there. Also, that will continue 10 till 3 tomorrow at Twin Oaks. That's 2227 East Main Street. Historic Twin Oaks wedding venue now, just off Main. Always a fun event there. A new location too, by the way. More room. Here's the entry from the Humboldt First Assembly of God, Pastor Mark Hodge. And again, some of these queens are hard to read, and of course we're not on the side where the numbers are, so we're not able to tell you on all of those, but I'm glad to be able to at least show them to you today for those that are not able to be here. Maybe see their loved one, family member riding through the parade. Little Miss Halls and preteen Miss Halls. The Lions Club making their way up Main Street. Good to be a member of the Humboldt Lions Club. Great work they do in our community and have for a long time, going even back to the 1940s. Jackson Christian Band. young ladies waving to the crowd on their Camaro. Something they'll remember for a long time. Cash Express. The Humboldt Senior Citizen Center passing by. And their new band there, Miss Archie and her staff. Those young ladies continue down Main Street there. A pause in our audio because sometimes some of that copyrighted music will get flagged on Facebook, so if you dropped audio for a moment, that's why. Another queen riding on top of that Jeep. She's way up there today. Let's miss fire prevention. Best of the Berry Patch passing by. Little break here in the parade. Again, a big crowd, lots of folks walking, lots of folks eating some delicious food, and it smells good here too. I'm at Randy Kemp's house on Main Street. Randy's been so gracious to allow us to sit up here in front of his historic home that him and his wife have beautifully restored and landscaped with that old wrought iron fence that they've restored and put back out front. Just great to have. It looks great on Main Street. We appreciate Randy for opening up his front yard to us today to give us this view of the parade route. Randy, the city attorney for the city of Humboldt, local attorney for many years around the area. Farm Heating and Cooling, passing out some things to the crowd today. based out of Trenton. We're about an hour in, roughly an hour and a half, a little bit less into the day's parade. Thank you for watching this replay of the 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival Grand Floats Parade here on Main Street. The barbecue cook-off kicked off at noon, or will kick off at noon, depends on when you're watching the video. Also, the Junior Hostess Princess and Hostess Princess reviews tonight at 5 and 7, $5 each to enter those to watch. And they'll be at the Humboldt Junior Senior High School Gymnasium tonight. Was at East for a long time, but they have moved that this year, so make note of that. Also, the 5 and 10K run will be tomorrow morning at Bailey Park, 7 o'clock for registration, with the race beginning at 8 a.m. And also the popular car and tractor show at 8 a.m. at Viking Park next to the Humboldt Junior Senior High School. Got another break in the parade here. Lots of folks looking down to my right that you're not seeing right now, with a big crowd all the way through downtown and all the way back up to the other end of Main Street. It has really been filled up today. We'll see if we can do a pan shot here and let you see as we got a break in the parade of the crowd here at the 83rd Annual Strawberry Festival. And you can see the size of that crowd. So lots of folks have made their way out today to enjoy a parade. Many are out of school or taking off school. The Humboldt City schools are closed. Great day to take a vacation day from work, and many do that. Little break here as we wait for the next entry to pass us by. Again, thanks to the Humboldt Chamber of Commerce. Great job, Amanda Love, who is the executive director, does with her staff, Beth Culpepper, and administrative coordinator Sydney. She does a great job. So congratulations to them, and they deserve it for the great job that they do, and we appreciate all of them to make this happen. Betty Langley, who is this year's festival president, and Sherry Jo Smith, who is the general chairperson. Also to Mayor Sykes and the city of Humboldt. They do so much, from the street department who does garbage collection and cleanup after the parades and getting prepared for it, to the Humboldt Utilities that hangs up flags, many other organizations that participate. This couldn't happen without all of those people. Also, they have a fine list of festival sponsors. The title sponsor is Jones Family of Companies. Their gold sponsorships include Tyson Foods, the Opera House Event Hall, Centennial Bank, and their silver sponsorships, Bond Guards, King Tire Company, Humboldt Utilities, Republic Services, also Southern Corrugated Division, BR Supply, and Jackson Coca-Cola. They have many other sponsors as well that team up to bring this to you each year. A long-time event. The 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival, even though it's older than 83 years, going back to 1934, but no parades during World War II. This is the Hollow Rock Brewster Marching Tigers. Hollow Rock Brewster marching tigers there. Their colorful flags, the rainbow colors, bright and shiny on Main Street today. Another queen that waves to the crowd. That's Miss Harvest. Her title is Miss Harvest Hope. We couldn't read that at first, but Miss Harvest Hope. West Tennessee Cotton Festival. Queens there. Here's Miss Bradford. Annalie Bratton. There's Mr. Chip Miller and Mr. Bill Baker. See some folks recognize they're walking by on camera. Thank y'all for watching today. The 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival Grand Floats Parade on Pure Country 99.9 and AM 1190. I'm John Blankenship with you today on a beautiful day for a parade. They've learned how to wave as well. There's another float coming up. Trenton's Treasures. See another band down in the distance making their way this way too. There's the Trenton Treasures float, a little closer there for you. More Queens waving to the crowd. Again, many of their names on their posters are really, really hard to read. That's Miss Harvest Festival, Mallory, waving to the crowd today. The Shriners Hospital, been popular in the parade for many, many years and do a great work too. Give you a split view of them. Little cars have always been popular for many years. Not sure about that vehicle. That's a new one. Pretty cool vehicles right there. There's been some bands in the parade today, many local bands, not as many out-of-town bands. And we learned a few weeks ago there's been some restrictions on the out-of-town bands, that some of the school systems are not allowing them to travel again yet. So that's why you may see a little shortage in some of those band entries this year. But it's so great to have a parade and be back, somewhat back to normal. A lot of folks in downtown Humboldt today. It's the most happening place in West Tennessee right now. It has been for a long time this time of year. Glad to be able to say I've been to about almost all of these. I'm 39, so I've been to probably about 37 of them. There's others here that have been to a lot more than that. Up next is Dynamics Physical Therapy. Some of their staff there, employees, are riding along in today's parade. Young lady there is enjoying herself. Up next is Farmers Home Furniture here in Humboldt. Hey there. Another float from the Humboldt Boys and Girls Club, I believe that is. Great job they do in the community. Reminder that there is no governor's luncheon this year. The festival committees and those in charge decided it would be best not to have it because the event is always very, very crowded. But that'll be coming back hopefully next year. There's an antique fire truck coming up the parade route now. You see that one as it moves on through. Don't see it identified though, but very cool old fire truck. Another classic car and a queen waving. I don't see her identified there. Let's get a closer look at her on that view. Beautiful young lady. Wish we had her name. It's another old classic truck coming through. Gibson Connect, the internet service for the Gibson Electric Membership Corporation. Some more dancers and performers coming up Main Street now. The barbecue cook-off going today at noon until overnight, of course, all night long. Then that's going to continue until 9 to 2 tomorrow. So the Strawberry Market on Main, noon to 5 today, Friday at Twin Oaks. And then that continues 10 till 3 tomorrow. Check out the 2 locations I'm going to send you to, the Humboldt Chamber of Commerce Facebook page and the West Tennessee Strawberry Facebook page to learn more about all the events that continue through Saturday. Get another break in the parade. Again, at the end of today's parade, we'll have the Gibson County Mass Band. All the county bands get together. They're going to perform for us here at the end. Also, we want to mention the Humboldt Area Rescue Squad. They do a great job assisting here with the parades every year as well. Some delicious food been cooked in town this week. I've had some of that. Many vendors and some new vendors this year set up down Main Street that have become very popular, and the familiar ones that you're always used to are here as well. The 83rd Annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival continues. A lot of folks moving along, as you can see today. A big crowd on hand for today's parade. And again, our mayor makes it through again. This time his entry is for his re-election campaign. Good to see the mayor. Mayor Sykes there with his separate entry as re-elect Marvin for mayor of the city of Humboldt. Thank you again for watching. There's Crye-Leike Realtors. Many of them walking through today. Some kiddos and the family members walking too. There's Miss Rockabilly. I'm sure she's gotten warm by this time at the end of the parade. It's an entry for our Vietnam Veterans of America. We salute these fine men. veterans of Gibson County there. Another young lady, she's giving the double wave. She's making sure both sides are covered today. We're almost 2 hours into the parade, about an hour and 50 minutes into it. Longer parade than yesterday. Good, a lot of entries. Grand Floats Parade of the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival continues on a beautiful Friday in downtown Humboldt. That's swinging in Berryland, swinging through Berryland. Get ready to hear another band perform for us. Another young lady that's not identified for us to tell you who she is today. It may be on the back there, but the Obion County Ferris of the Fair. Kelly Baggett. Many of their names are in the windows, but they're really hard to see. Steve's Custom Carts does a really great business here in town. Always busy, makes some cool things too with those golf carts. Let's check them out as they go by. Look at those wheels and rims. There's Miss Gleason. It's Tater Town there, Paige Smith. That's Miss Spring Sweetheart. Gibson County EMS. That's Junior Miss South Gibson County Middle School, Madison Park. This tractor is pulling another basket of berries. Young lady waving to the crowd. And we're around the 2-hour mark now of this Grand Floats Parade of the West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. It's in the noon hour now, if you're watching the replay. It's the pick of the patch. Sure is a lot of pageants held around the area. And again, riding in the parade, and then they'll be in many of these in the pageants this evening and this weekend, and have been participating in them. Beautiful. Couldn't ask for better weather. Even though we saw some storms move through on Thursday night. J-Dog junk removal. Let's take a look at that truck there. Thank you for watching our coverage here on Pure Country 99.9 AM 1190, the sponsoring radio station here in town. I'm John Blankenship with you today on a beautiful Friday for a parade. Those young ladies waving there to the crowd. Some of these floats we saw, of course, and entries in yesterday's parade. We're waiting for the Gibson County Mass Band, which are all the county schools gathered together, and they all march down Main Street. They practiced a week ago, and they were impressive to hear then, and I know they'll be impressive on the parade day. Go over a list of some of the events going on. Continuing today from noon, it's going to kick off officially. It has kicked off if you're watching the replay. The barbecue cook-off at Bailey Park tonight at 8 o'clock. That's Friday night, May the 7th. Music of No Time Flat, bluegrass group. Very popular around the area. I believe this is their first performance since COVID. They're back together to perform tonight. Also, Strawberry Market on Main continues from noon till 5 today, and then again on Saturday from 10 until 3. Go on there to Twin Oaks and find something to take home, some nice items for sale. The different vendors. The horse show at 6:30 tonight. Also, the Junior Hostess Princess Review and Hostess Princess Reviews at 5 and 7, $5 admission for those at the Humboldt Junior Senior High School. Also, the 5 and 10K run is tomorrow. 7 a.m. the registration on Saturday, May the 8th at Bailey Park with the 9 o'clock the race beginning. The Car and Tractor Show takes place at 8 o'clock at Viking Park next to the high school. That barbecue cook-off continues between 9 and 2 tomorrow. Also, the Little Miss Territorial and Territorial Queens Reviews at 11 a.m. tomorrow, and then at 6 p.m. Both of those happening at the Humboldt Junior Senior High School gymnasium. Again, we say thank you to Mr. Randy Camp. We appreciate him allowing us to set up in front of his beautiful restored historic home on Main Street. When you're driving down Main Street, look at 1619 Main. You will be impressed with the old wrought iron fence that's been done. Looks really, really nice. Fantastic job they've done. We do see some more entries making their way up the parade route. We expect that mass band to be at the very end of the parade. Again, we're a little over 2 hours into the parade time. And not having a governor's luncheon this year. Hopefully that'll return next year. we wait for these next entries to make their way, and we can hear the band in the distance. Coming up East Main Street towards downtown Humboldt. See another float coming up this way, some performers there as well. God is very good. I agree with that. From Greater 6th Street, Missionary Baptist Church in Humboldt. Some of the final entries looks like in today's parade as we get ready for the mass band. Thank you for watching and listening today in the replay of this parade. Honored to be able to do both of these this year. We missed last year. Sure did miss the festival. I'm glad to have it back. Don't forget the horse show tonight at 6:30 at the Chalmers Davenport Arena. It's $5 admission if you want to attend there. And we hear the band coming up in the distance. Again, the mass band consisting of all the bands of Gibson County getting ready to go to the Tournament of Roses Parade. California, and raising funds towards that. You can learn on Facebook, we share that and others have, about how you can donate and help out with that. Again, this is a big deal to get all these bands together. It's been popular in the past and popular again this year as they practiced last weekend. And again, a lot of members have to get down Main Street, and of course it's wider at this end where we are, but as you get downtown it narrows. So some practicing going in. We see them in the distance. Of course they're going to perform in front of the reviewing stand. And we're watching for them to come down this way. They're lining up to perform. If you're watching with us, you see the break in the parade as the mass band is performing down the way. Little gap in between their performance. We wait on them to come down through here. Again, much of the crowd is beginning to thin out. I wonder if some decided not to wait on them or didn't realize that was happening, as there is a gap in the last entries we've seen to the band. And you can hear the band performing down the way. And all the bands of the county together for this mass band performance. They're performing down that way. And then they'll slowly but surely make their way down the rest of Main Street. Again, it takes some time to get lined up to perform. Thank you for being with us today. I know many are waiting and anticipating to see this band together. And the bands make their way up Main Street now. We'll get ready to listen to them. And there's our Gibson County bands all together for their mass band performance today. And a lot of folks, as you can see, following behind there, you can support them. There is the 82nd annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. 83rd annual, I should say. I'm still stuck a year behind, and the 83rd annual West Tennessee Strawberry Festival. It's been an honor to be a part of this and bring you this video with Pure Country Radio, 99.9 AM 1190. I'm John Blankenship. Thank you so much for watching today in this replay. We hope you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed this parade. Have a great rest of your weekend.